This is Mark Kaplan's couch. These are just some of the books in Mark Kaplan's library. This is Mark Kaplan's signature look. This is a film about Mark Kaplan, the filmmaker.
I firmly believe that we must strive to keep certain memories alive, and the camera is a way of preventing things from disappearing.
Mark Kaplan is...
Mark J. Kaplan is a filmmaker. Very lucky to be a filmmaker. Pen you read filmmaker, as documentary filmmakers often are. But I thrive in using the camera as a form of story.
Mark is an award-winning filmmaker. Some of his awards include
an Emmy for The Lion's Trail as co-producer.
Not great quality, but you can tell this is very 60s.
Hope so.
One World Media Award, Best International Documentary in 1999. An award for Best Anthropological Documentary in America. And there have been others.
Mark was born in Zimbabwe in
1953. I was the smallest baby to be born in what was Rhodesia.
Gentlemen, I'd like to say how pleased I am to be in Rhodesia. Now, this is a wonderful country. I like it. I hope you like it.
So I was a miracle child.
Mark grew up in South Africa and describes his childhood in Africa as
schizophrenic. Growing up under apartheid was schizophrenic.
Mark's formal education includes
Formal education.
Formal education.
Formal education. Well, I hated school, so my formal education began with distinct alienation, and then it evolved into going to UCT, which was a hell of a lot better. After that, I stumbled into documentary filmmaking.
Whilst at UCT in 1981, Mark was detained, held in solitary confinement, and subsequently deported in 1982 for
running the first community-based video centre in the country, for providing equipment to disadvantaged people, for supposedly running what was said to be an ANC front.
I think this is what sparked Mark's special interest in documentary filmmaking and human rights. Am I correct?
I think we all come with our own heritage. So mine was, my parents were in some respect my role model. So my mother fled Austria as a young girl, and that was because she was Jewish and because of the Holocaust. My father was always a rebel, grew up pretty much in Zimbabwe or Rhodesia, and under Ian Smith formed the opposition party to Ian Smith. So there was a twin kind of sense of growing up, understanding that there were evils out there.
It's 85 years since Europeans colonised this black African territory they called Rhodesia, after their imperialist patron, Cecil Rhodes. Today, a tiny white population, about the size of Newcastle, governs 6 million Africans.
Whilst at MIT, Mark studied under one of the pioneers of direct cinema and cinema verite, Richard Leacock.
I made my living mostly from teaching, which is crazy, but it's very nice.
Mark describes Richard Leacock as
Richard Leacock described himself as someone with a 3-minute attention span, which was absolutely correct. He was great for 3 minutes after that he lost interest in everything.
Mark has been a documentary filmmaker for over 25 years. Some of his films include
Between Joyce and Remembrance.
I've got no idea of what reconciliation is.
Betrayal. The Village Under the Forest.
In 1948, the Palestinian village of Lubia in the Western Galilee, Israel, was totally depopulated.
Yeah, there's some of them films that come to mind.
Mark thinks that every documentary filmmaker should know at least 3 things.
Every documentary filmmaker should know how to approach people. The key ingredient in that is to be curious. Secondly, to just be themselves. And to be able to share your own journey in order to make people who you're trying to understand, whose own lives you're dipping into, not only trust you, but get a sense that you really connect with them in ways that are respectful and ethical and proper.
Mark would like to be remembered as...
That's a heavy question. I'd like to be remembered as someone who made a difference in other people's lives, a positive difference.
This is Mark getting back to work.
Bye, I'm out of here.
This was a film about Mark Kaplan, the filmmaker.